Hello everybody, happy Friday, welcome back. We have a bunch of fresh finds. This is fresh finds from friends over the last few months. A handful of different friends had guitars for me, which I was very excited about. Almost all of this came in through trades from friends wanting to trade a bunch of stuff in towards one bigger piece for the most part. Made as much of that happen as I could, and some of the stuff's actually been at the shop for a while waiting for setup, and we're finally getting to all this stuff since all the deals and such have been shored up. Yeah, let's dig into some guitars. I'm gonna start here. This is one we don't have a case for yet. I'm sure there's a fitted case somewhere out there in the world. This is the this is the Guitendo. This is an actual NES that has become a guitar, which is crazy. My friend Adam had this. He's had this for a long time and recently decided he did not need it anymore. Now, is this something we typically carry? No, but hey, you never know what you're gonna find here. The door here has been glued on. You can no longer open the door. It does not function as an NES. I was told, I don't know if this is true, that there's a version out there that does still function. So I don't know if that means that one you can open the door on or what the vibe is on that, but yeah. I don't know. I'm curious if we plug this in, if it would actually turn on or not. So if you need a Guitendo, we probably have the only one out there right now. I'd have to imagine. I haven't looked it up, but getting into some more of a serious guitar here. No disrespect to the Guitendo.
Are these all Adam guitars?
His first few are all Adam guitars, yeah. This is actually from two separate things we worked out. One of them was he wanted to get a proper Les Paul standard, and so including the Guitendo, he traded me a handful of smaller guitars, if you will, to get one that would actually be a lifer. And then he had some other stuff that I ended up buying from him just a few months before that, so yeah. He's slimmed down his collection a bunch. It's all pretty choice stuff now. He has good taste in the guitars he keeps. Sometimes he buys some really gimmicky guitars though. This one came from us originally, and it's now come back. This is an American Performer Strat that has been a little modded with the anodized guard, which I think is really cool. They also upgraded the bridge. Otherwise, this one is stock from what I recall. But yeah, very sick. This has the same strings on it that it did when it left us in 2023. It's ready for the bench. But very sick. I love the aesthetic. This color is called Penny. I think it looks really great with the anodized guard. These would just have a black guard from the factory, but I think this is a little cooler. So excited to see this one back. This is a pretty rad Strat. This one made it into the Orlando Guitar Show video a few years ago. I don't remember which year, but maybe 24, 25. Adam picked this up for a video he was working on. Did that video come out? If it is.
Which video?
He bought this to do a single video of making I think he was trying to make a song that wasn't heavy on a 7-string. It was a cool video. I remember when he was making it, and so he wanted a guitar for that. And after that video was done, I don't think he used this too much. That's not true. There was one show that he had me fill in for his band with, and he played this for one song. So it got some use, but I don't think it really has gotten much use since then, so it was time to put it towards a Les Paul. And now we have a LTD AW7, 7-string. Rock and roll. This is the Whitechapel signature guitar. Ooh, this is another one that came from Flash Flood originally, and now is coming back. This was my favorite of the guitars that came in this batch. This is a Yamaha SGV Flying Samurai in yellow, which is actually not too common of a color for these, which is kind of what made this one cool. But yeah, it's all here, all original. Good example, plays great. Again, I think this still has the same strings on it as when it left here, so it's time for new strings now. Very affordable guitar here. This is a Ernie Ball Music Man Sterling, so their more student line or whatever their cheaper line of guitars. This is the Valentine. Yeah, pretty cool. James Valentine signature. Got all of his signature specs, but at a much more affordable price point. You got your locking tuners. You got the P90 situation in the bridge, even though it looks like a humbucker, it's P90. And then you've got your regular humbucker in the neck position, hardtail. This stays in tune well. And yeah, very cool and good value guitar. These are made in Indonesia. I think it's worth stretching to get the proper Music Man stuff, as they are really great. And sometimes you can find some really good deals on that stuff used. But if this is all that your budget can swing you, I think these are really solid as well. Sterling stuff is great. The PRS SE is great. There's a lot of really good Indonesian stuff if that is what you're after. Another guitar, this one came from Flashfoot a long time ago. Everything's been hanging out for a while because I think he decided quite a while ago, if I remember correctly, like a year ago, that like he wanted to get out of certain things and was just kind of waiting for us to get the right guitar. And then we got a really nice Les Paul Premium Plus. So some of these went towards that, some of these I ended up just buying from him. This one we found at the 2023 North California Guitar Show in San Rafael, California, just outside San Francisco. This is a very modded out Greco that I don't even think we ended up listing. I think Adam immediately was like, I want that one, which was funny because it's just so, it's so wild. But as you see here, these would originally have been a pretty typical Les Paul Special type guitar with two P90s, but this one has been modified to now have a humbucker. So they rented it out for a humbucker, and then they had to put some foam in to keep it snug. More crazy than that, they sanded this down a bit and painted it black. The previous owner, to clarify, not Adam. And then they also decided that it needed a cutaway there. They did not paint that one. Now, contrary to all of this, it plays great. It sounds really, really good. And yeah, it's actually a really sick guitar. So if you're somebody who is not a snob for originality, this is great. And it's like probably 40% less than what a clean one would go for because of all the mods. So yeah, pretty sick. I think this is the last Adam guitar. He found this one on Reverb a long time ago. Like, had to have been like 8 years ago now in Russia. And that is a Greco with a Kaler, single pickup, super simple. And it came in with all these stickers like this, and so he left it like that. But yeah, it came this way from Russia. Really unique guitar, really cool, very shred. This thing plays really, really great too. Used this guitar a bunch when it was at the house, and yeah, very cool. I was kind of surprised he wanted to sell this one, but he said he hadn't been playing it, so it had to go. This was not part of the Les Paul situation, but yeah. Shout out to Adam. Thank you for all the guitars. We just got back from Chicago and Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hung out with a bunch of friends out there. And the reason we went to Chicago was to go check out the Reverb office and hang with our friends there, which was awesome. Thank you very much to everyone at Reverb. This was not expected, but they also hooked it up on a couple guitars, so we'll check those out. These were at the office, and they said, hey, you guys want to buy some stuff while you're here? And I said, yes. So this first one is a bass. And it is an American vintage 62 reissue jazz bass. It's very clean, too. This one is from 1997. A little bit older than me, but yeah, really solid bass, plays great. Cool to see it with both covers on it. You usually don't see them retain those. If it were me, I probably would take those off just because I prefer playing without them. But yeah, classy looking bass. Really nice lacquer finish. And yeah, I love the American Vintage series, and I think these older ones are really special. I think on a lot of the older ones, the fit and finish might be a touch better than some of the later examples. I do like the new American Vintage 2 stuff, but Thomas, who's filming, me and him both noticed that all the new American Vintage 2 stuff, like the finish is really thick on it. Like it's a poly with the lacquer over it, which Fender's been doing for years, but the American Vintage 2 in particular is really thick, whereas like this era, I don't know, feels a little more natural, so I like. Came in with a bunch of the candy too, so yeah, pretty cool. Not everything, but some paperwork. So. This one's really, really special. This is a really rare Les Paul reissue. Spoiler alert, but here we have a Gibson R8, 1958 Les Paul Burst reissue. Beautiful lifting case. Weight is awesome on this one, but really, really cool. This thing is super minty, all original. Yes, we do have the toggle switch tip. We just took it off, but yeah, this is rad. Like I said, this is an R8, 58 reissue, so it does have that thicker neck. But on this example in particular, it's really not that crazy. I would almost put this more in like 59 territory, but it's a little out of tune, but hey. But yeah, really great guitar. It smells right too. You can really smell the vanilla when you open this case, but yeah. Man, they get these right. I love how the logo looks on these, how it's aged and it's gold now, but yeah. Very rad guitar. Very excited to get this one on the bench and get it on the site. This one comes from their True Historic run from 2017. So it is funny. This is from an era where it felt like every couple of years they'd be like, oh, this is the real Les Paul Burst reissue. So like, this is the True Historic. This is the real deal. It's better than the one we made last year. And they're still kind of doing that to this day. But yeah, True Historic 2017. All kinds of fun paperwork and case candy in here. This one is really, really well kept. So this one is from another haul. This one is from 1997, and that is a Gibson J45. This is a 1962 reissue, which they didn't make a ton of. I've really only seen a few of these in all my time doing this, but yeah, at the very end of the 90s, and I think through the early 2000s, they made a very limited number of these 62 reissue J45s where they were the proper vintage specs. At that time, they were more commonly making just like a J45 standard, which was pretty similar, but it had it had electronics and all that. It was just a more standard, modern-ish guitar, but looked vintage. This is proper vintage between the neck profile and all the other specs. This is what you'd expect out of a 60s J45. It sounds really great. There's one more thing I want to note with this. This has aged really nicely. This, at this point, is like almost a 30-year-old guitar. So this is as old now as an actual 60s J45 would have been when this came out, which is kind of crazy to think about. So yeah, it's aged nicely. So while it is a reissue and not a like full vintage situation, it's almost becoming vintage in its own right, which I think is really interesting. We're gonna mic this one up and see how it sounds in just a minute, but we're gonna check out another acoustic first, and then we'll show you both of them back to back, because I think they both have their own nice qualities. Another Gibson acoustic, but a very different Gibson acoustic. This is a Gibson LOO. Again, really rare guitar here. They didn't make a ton of these, but yeah, much smaller body, but these ones are really thick, if you see. So yeah, they sound great. Very different from J45. Yeah, this one is from 2001, so just a few years later. Let's see what both these sound like. Yeah. The LOO, as well as these next two, came from Dan Gao from Against the Current, who both me and David have both teched for. David plays bass for Against the Current now. He was originally teching for them, and then when they asked him to play bass, around the same time they asked me to start guitar teching. So yeah, that's what got us here. But this was a guitar that I think David's the one that ended up modding this one out. But this is a 1995 Fender American Standard Stratocaster that was outfit to Dan's preferred specs. This one has a Duncan JB in the bridge, and then the Fender noiseless pickups in the neck and middle, as well as locking tuners. Otherwise, pretty standard. This one was in rotation for him for a pretty long time. It's just a really great straight-ahead Strat, stays in tune really well, sounds awesome, especially with the Duncan JB, and yeah, it's a good Strat. He's moved on to some other guitars. I know in particular, I think what brought this one here was a 1960 reissue Les Paul Special that we had. He ended up grabbing, so this went towards that. And now he's playing that Les Paul Special a ton. Very stoked to take this one on. So whether you're into like the history of this guitar and its touring past, or you are just looking for a solid American Standard Strat in an HSS configuration, here it is. This is a swimming pool route too, so if you buy this and you want to do a different pickup configuration, you can literally do whatever you want. All right, last guitar. Another Dan Gow special. This one didn't end up getting like modded out, but this one was used on the Nightmares and Daydreams tour. Just a pretty straight ahead American Standard Telecaster from 2012. What's really great about this era of Tellies is that they come with custom shop pickups from the factory. This example is no exception there, making this a really great sounding Telly. This was a cool one. One of the tours I did with them, this was one of the ones in the rotation. I think it was only used on maybe a handful of songs in the set. Some of the older stuff that was a little poppier. I think this ended up fitting really well. Very cool guitar, and it could be yours. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to hang out today. Hope you enjoyed all the new fresh finds. Let me know down below in the comments what your favorite guitar was from this video. It's a tough choice for me personally. It's got to be either the 58 reissue True Historic Les Paul or the J45. I really like both of those. Very thankful to have friends that wanted to send all this our way in one way or another. And yeah, we've ended up with a bunch of really cool guitars. As always, very grateful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff. It really does help us out. And if you are interested in any of this gear, we would love if you checked out our inventory at aflashphotogear.com, or you can scan the QR code here. All this stuff is either already listed for sale or will be in the coming weeks. If there's anything you like here, it could be yours. Thank you guys again. We'll see you guys in another video soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, you may enjoy this one as well. There we go.